Hi friends, welcome you all. So in this video lecture we're going to start a new topic, that is food spoilage, and it is second unit. In that we have already covered chemical and physical properties of food affecting microbial growth and sources of food spoilage microorganism. Sorry. So lots of detail we have covered, and in this lecture and upcoming lectures we'll going to see actual spoilage. So how and microbes causes spoilage, and which different types of food that are susceptible for microbial spoilage, say for example meat and poultry products, then bread, fruit and vegetables, then eggs, seafoods and canned foods. So we'll see spoilage of these kinds of food, but before going to start we'll see some basic overview of spoilage. So spoilage of food can be defined as any visible or invisible change which can make food or food product derived from food unacceptable for human consumption. So basically the spoiled food is unsuitable or unhealthy for consumption for humans due to presence of pathogenic microorganism, as well as presence of intoxicants which are produced by microorganism or other chemicals which are present in food. So overall spoiled food is unsuitable for human consumption. So major causes of food spoilage are listed here in table 6.1, we'll see later. So spoilage of food not only causes health hazard to consumer but also cause large economic losses. So besides causing hazards to health, it also causes economic loss, and spoilage not only leads to loss of nutrient from food but also cause change in original flavor as well as texture. So in spoilage, the original flavor as well as texture, it gets changed to some different kind, and it produces off smells as well as some another texture, and the consistency is totally changed. So it is estimated that about 25% of total food product is spoiled due to microbial activities only, despite range of preservation methods available. So this is so far 1/4 cause of spoilage of food due to microbial activity, and it is very significant as far as economic point of view is concerned. So thus spoilage of food is not only health hazard but also carry a lot of economic significance too. So sorry. In total, the food spoilage is considered a complex phenomenon whereby combination of microbial and biochemical activities take place. So spoilage is related to both microbial as well as biochemical activities, and due to such activities various types of metabolites are formed which aid in spoilage. So detection of this metabolite will help in detection of spoilage. So depending upon the spoilage of food, so foods are classified into three categories. These are perishable foods, then semi-perishable foods and non-perishable foods. So first, what is meant by perishable foods? So these foods are readily spoiled and require special preservation and storage conditions for their use. And these foods, the food of this class are mostly used in daily, such as milk, fruit, vegetables and fishes. So this category of food, that is perishable food, includes milk, fruit, vegetable as well as fishes, and these foods are readily, they get spoiled and they require special preservation and storage conditions if we want to use them. So next category is semi-perishable food, and this class of food is properly stored and can be used for long duration for example potato and some other kinds of foods. The third category is non-perishable food. So these foods remain in a good form for long duration unless handled improperly. It includes sugar, flour, then various kinds of pulses, beans, etc. There. So overall, these are three kinds of food categories which are based on spoilage properties of foods, and these includes perishable foods, semi-perishable foods, and non-perishable foods. So this is table 6.1, that is showing major causes of spoilage. So there are biological factors as well as non-biological factors also for causing spoilage of food. So in case of biological factors, so food is spoiled by different types of insects. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Sorry. This table shows major causes of spoilage. So first factor is biological factor, and in that insect they mostly damage food by spoiling the food. Then enzyme action of food. So these are the default metabolites or some of the enzymes or biochemical compounds. By default they are present in food, and they are responsible for spoilage of food. Then third most important is activity of microorganism. So this is the third category included in biological factors, that there are some microbes, they cause spoilage of food. And in case of non-biological factors, purely chemical reactions and physical changes, these are the factors. These are categorized under non-biological factors responsible for spoilage of food. So factors affecting microbial spoilage of food. So while spoilage by physical or chemical modes play important role, so microbial spoilage has most significant role. So combination of all these factors is ultimately responsible for overall decay of food. So the spoilage of food can occur in different stages of production, processing, and various causes of spoilage at different stages are depicted here in figure 6.1. So if you see the spoilage of food due to microbial activity initiates when undesirable microorganisms colonize the food. So microbial spoilage is what? When undesirable microorganisms they colonize the food, and their growth and there are some metabolic product they secrete. So due to these activities we can say that food is spoiled due to microbial activity. So once colonization is established, the microbial community grow on food constituent, thereby utilizing them for their metabolism, and during course of such a microbial activity the food become unsuitable for human consumption. So due to these reasons the spoiled food is not suitable for human consumption. So there are various parameters that affect proliferation of microbes, and these includes intrinsic factor of food such as water activity, acidity, then redox potential, presence of antimicrobial compounds in food, and food structure, then some extrinsic factors like temperature, humidity, and storage conditions. We have already discussed these factors in pretty detail, and these are stages of food production. These are various stages of food and the cause of spoilage. So in case of production and harvesting, so the food is mainly spoiled by diseased plant or animal, the rodents, and injury during harvesting. Then next, while transportation of this food, the improper storage and physical injuries during transportation can lead to spoilage of food. Then processing of food, so insufficient heat treatment and processing instrument, and due to some improper handling, So these type of spoilage caused due to processing of food. Then post processing includes improper storage as well as faulty packing. So overall these are possible causes of spoilage and microbial contamination at different stages of food production, from its production, harvesting, then its transport, then processing and post processing stages. So, as far as microorganism in food is concerned, so microorganism by virtue of their ubiquity and diversity in metabolism are most significant cause of food spoilage. So we know that microbes are ubiquitous; they are present in everywhere. They are present in soil, they are present in water, they are present in everywhere. So as like these areas, food is also a reservoir for different types of microorganisms due to availability of plenty of nutrient. So bacteria and fungi including yeast and molds are major causes of food spoilage. So mostly in case of microbial group, so bacteria and fungi are predominant organism that they causes spoilage of food. So bacteria, we know that these are microorganisms, and these have whether it is rod shape or cocci shape, and they are responsible for spoilage of various foods as well as food related products. And bacteria may be spore forming and non-spore forming. In case of yeast, it is a unicellular fungi, and molds are also involved in spoilage of food. So these are different kinds of microorganisms that are responsible for spoilage of food. And the changes these microbes brought in food due to microorganisms include, so these maybe these are the principal components which are present in food. So they get breakdown by microbial activities such as carbohydrate, protein, fat. And carbohydrate, they get fermented, and due to that fermentation process carried out by microorganisms, so it produces acid, carbon dioxide and ethanol, and these are harmful as far as our body is concerned. Then proteins, they get altered by microbes by the process of putrefaction, and it leads to formation of amino acids, amines and nitrogenous compounds. And then fats, they get oxidized and to produce fatty acids as well as glycerides. So these are changes brought about by different kinds of microorganisms in spoilage of food. And the principal building blocks or biomolecules, they get transferred to some other components. So as far as the changes in carbohydrates are concerned, so sugars, they get fermented in case of the alcohol fermentation or lactic acid fermentation. So sugars present in food, they are transferred by the action of several kinds of yeast and bacteria, and they get fermented to produce alcohol and carbon dioxide and ethanol. And in case of lactic acid fermentation, so lactose sugar present in milk and other components of food, so it is transferred to lactic acid, and it may be homofermentative or heterofermentative. Then different types of fermentations are given here. Say for example, alcoholic fermentation, then lactic acid fermentation, coliform fermentation, then propionic acid fermentation. So all these fermentation are means carried out by microorganism. And as far as quality of food is concerned, so these are not good for our health, and these fermentation alter the taste as well as flavor of normal food. Then changes in nitrogen compounds. So as far as changes in nitrogen compounds, we have seen that proteins, they get altered by process of putrefaction, and microbial activity leads to breakdown of proteins into several components like amino acids, peptides, and these group includes different types of microorganism, for example Pseudomonas, E. coli, Clostridium, and they alter the taste, and it causes of flavoring due to presence of nitrogenous compound. Then as far as changes in lipid is concerned, so hydrolysis of lipid is accomplished by lipase enzyme produced by different microorganisms, and after a breakdown of lipid, that fatty acids and triglycerides, they get free, and it causes health effects as far as health no, other activities of health are concerned. So these are different types of toxins produced by fungi. We have seen in previous lectures that mycotoxins, these are of fungal origin, that's why these are categorized under mycotoxin category, and aflatoxin, then ochratoxin, then patulin, then penicillic acid, then cetyl. So these are different kinds of toxin that are produced by fungi, and this toxin leads to severe health effects as far as health aspects of food is concerned. So this is overall basic principles behind spoilage due to microorganisms that are present in food. So in next lecture we'll see or we'll going to cover the actual spoilage of some products in very detail. Thank you.